quick. All right, we got about 5 minutes left here in practice. About 4 minutes now, and currently we have, I believe we have right around 13 drivers. Yes, we do. 13 drivers. Looking at the 13 drivers left. 13 drivers signed in for the session. And right now, Jared Jackson quickest with a 20.929. So Jared Jackson's got quick time. When you look a little bit further back, Scott Formosa shining here today. And that number 80 machine, he's sitting P4 right now with a 21.008, so very, very good lap time for him there. Jonathan Smith, he's sitting second quick, and there he is rolling out on track now with a 20.938. Casey Clark, I haven't seen him much of here yet, but Casey Clark sitting 7th quick with a 21.105, so some very good lap times here. Looking at them, 21 second lap times, which is pretty good. They'll fall off right around, we'll see these guys going right around 22 to 24 second lap times. And then, so that's something to look forward later into the evening. Got 100 laps here. Less than 16 drivers, so everybody will make the feature here tonight. You get one set of tires and no fast repairs, so these guys can come down and take their tires when they want. I know a lot of guys will probably come in right around lap 50 to take their fresh tires. So there is some other things that, you know, we should look at is when these guys come in and take fresh tires. You can see this track it's not an easy track to get around. You got cars that are slipping and sliding all over the place, and that is going to be the theme tonight. Who can minimize their mistakes here? Because much like what we saw last week at the Milwaukee Mile, the USA is going to be very much the same. You're going to be loose off the corners, and if you're not careful, you could end up spinning the car off the track here. So let's just get ready here for qualifying. Just a few moments time. So as we get set to go qualifying here, we're going to see Louis Robinette in the 30 come out first. He's going to be one of the first guys out on the track. And there you see him slipping and sliding through the corners, so we'll see if he tries to, it looks like he is going to try to stick with it and run his qualifying laps here. 0 first lap. Jonathan Smith 20.943. Louis Robinette 21.502. Jump into Jared Jackson now, who was quick time in practice. See what Jared can get done. He runs a 21.01 on lap number 1, 21.01 for Jackson. Back here, Shannon Wood on track, and we'll see what he can do here for qualifying. Had a pretty good exit out of turn 4 to start his qualifying effort, and loops it off of 2. Austin Steele, number 16 car. See what he can get done here. So Austin is going to run a 21.054. That's going to put him 5th quick. We had some guys jump up. Robert Barber jumped up to 2nd with a 20.971. Jackson lowered his time to a 20.991. Formosa 21.052. And Thiel on lap number 2 was slower, so he'll take that 5th place starting spot. 6th place is going to be Casey Clark with a 21.422. Joe Williams out on track, and there's Joe bringing it in. He ran a 21.962 on his qualifying effort. Shannon Wood has yet to go back out and try again. We've got 4 cars who have not qualified: Gerald Livingston, Randall Watkins, Shannon Wood, and Randy Yoakum. Those are the 4 drivers who have not qualified yet, and it looks like Shannon Wood is resetting the car, getting ready to go, trying to get ready to go. Set to go here. About 6 minutes. We got 6 minutes left. We'll see if anybody comes back out, tries to do some more qualifying, or if these guys are going to stick with where they're at. No, Livingston, Watkins, Wood, and Yoakum have not qualified, so just waiting for them. A couple things. This track is going to be very aggressive on the tires, so they are going to want to come and take their tires. When they come and take their tires, that is going to be where the gambling starts, and it could be, as you know, as soon as lap 25, or it could be as late as lap 75. So these guys will have to come down and take fresh tires at some point in time tonight. We don't have anybody on track right now. We'll give you a little bit of information about the USA Speedway. Well, maybe, if it gives us some information. It does not, so we will. Alright, so we've got a 3/4 mile track here tonight at USA Speedway. So 3/4 of a mile. Not a lot of banking. If you look at it, it's pretty flat. It's kind of like a Martinsville feel to it. With the way that it kind of the way it's shaped and the way it feels. It's got a little bit more banking in the corners, kind of like a New Hampshire banking. Trying to get the exact details. Obviously, we know it's in Lakeland, Florida. And it is 14 degrees, banking in the turns. And this is one of the rare tracks. It is not an asphalt track. It is a concrete track. And that is part of the reason why it is more aggressive on the tires. A lot like what we see at Dover. And Martinsville in the corners. So with that being said, 3 minutes left. Your top 5 in qualifying: Smith, Barber, Jackson, Formosa, and Thiel. Then you're going to have Clark, Robinette, Sigmund, Williams, and Livingston. Or Williams last to take time here. And you're going to have Livingston, Watkins, Wood, and Yoakum, who have yet to take time yet. Doug Sigmund is somebody that we haven't talked about. Last week he had a great run. And look at the repeat here tonight. And the one driver that was here last week that was having a good run last week was Hazlett, and he is not here tonight. So Hazlett not here, as we're sitting here waiting. Shannon Wood still sitting at the end of the pit road. So 9 cars taking time. 100 laps here tonight in the feature, and as soon as qualifying gets done, we should go into a warm-up or a final practice. We'll let you guys watch that, and then whenever these guys get done with practice, we should go straight into our main event here tonight, 100 laps. Before we get going, though, we do need to thank PlanBSales.com for coming on board and helping everybody out here this season. As you know, without somebody like Plan B Sales coming on board, it makes it kind of tough to be able to get these things going and keep them up and running. So we certainly want to thank Plan B Sales for sponsoring the Super Late Model Series. If you go over to PlanBSales.com and you use promo code SIM500, you will receive free shipping on all orders over $20. So make sure you guys go check that out. Use the promo code when you do go and check out. That way you can save on some shipping. You know, that's the worst part about buying something online, is having to pay for shipping costs. These guys are gonna ship it to you at no cost to you. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. So we have about 20 seconds left here in practice, and that looks like that will be it for our qualifiers. So we'll get started with we'll go into a warm-up period now, and we'll be back after the warm-up period. So let's get things set up here, and then we will be back after the warm-up period. Get ready to go racing. And that's going to be the end to our warm-up period here. We're going to get going racing now. So you're going to have Jonathan Smith, Robert Barber, Jared Jackson, Scott Formosa, Austin Thiel, Casey Clark, rounding out your top 6 there. Then you're going to have Louis Robinette in that 7th spot, and Doug Sigmund in 8th. 9th will be Joe Williams. 10th, Randy Yoakum. Randall Watkins will be 11th. Shannon Wood, 12th. 13th will be Jared Livingston. So that is our qualifying order here tonight. And Jonathan Smith, a heck of a job on qualifying there. He takes the pole for tonight's race. As we get set, we have a pretty decent stretch going on here. Today is April the 6th. We are at USA Speedway. We have 100 laps here tonight. April 20th, 100 laps at Nashville Fairgrounds. April 27th, 100 laps at Myrtle Beach. April 13th, we will be at South Boston in the modifieds for 75 laps. So a lot of racing action coming your way down the pipes as we get set for some big racing action coming up. I know in May there are some big racing events going on, so be sure to stay tuned to check all of them out. This pace car is going to pull in this time, and we are going to get the green flag. Pace car ducks down right there. And the green flag is in the air for Jonathan Smith. Robert Barber with a great start on the outside. Almost some issues there as Smith goes a little low, and there are some issues further back in the pack. Everybody collects it and keeps it going. This is going to be kind of a hectic race as you see Formosa in the 2nd spot now, and you see Austin Thiel go to the inside. Let's see if that will cause a caution, and yes it will. So we will have our first Plan B self caution of the evening as Austin Thiel. We'll find out what happened exactly with Thiel. Watching the replay here, looks like Barber got a little loose and made some contact with Thiel, and unfortunate for Thiel, he was trying to keep it running but just couldn't get it to stay. So, running order will be Jonathan Smith, Scott Formosa, Jared Jackson, Louis Robinette, Doug Sigmund, Randy Yoakum, Shannon Wood, Joe Williams, Randall Watkins. Robert Barber will be tail of the field after a penalty. So 10th will be Casey Clark, Jared Livingston 11th. Austin Thiel will be 12th, and Robert Barber will be back there in that 13th position as he is taking a penalty for causing that caution. So 13 cars. We're on lap 4 of 100 here. And we should get the signal we're going to go green next time by right here. And we do not. We're going to stay under yellow one more lap. So as you can see, it's already a pretty hectic race with cars getting loose off of the turns, and that is something we can expect all night as the downforce on these cars isn't great. So the downforce and the track combination really adds to a certain degree of difficulty for these drivers. Looks like we are getting the one to go. Yes, we did get the one to go here. So we will be going green next time by. Or this time by, rather. We'll go green. Pace car will pull off here in the middle of 4. There's a line. And I don't know if you guys see it, but there's a line right there. You see it, and there we go. We're fired. We're going back racing. And Jonathan Smith with a tremendous restart here on lap 7. So he's going to be out in front of Scott Formosa. And Formosa and Smith are no strangers to each other. They battled hard last year in the all-out Super Late Model Series, and here we go again, picking up where they left off at the end of the season. Formosa with the quick time so far in the race with the 21.164. You saw that pop up in the upper right hand corner of the screen there as Smith continues to lead this race so far. And Jonathan Smith takes over quick time with a 20.993. So Jonathan Smith with a very blistering lap in qualifying and a blistering lap here in race pace. And he's not falling off as much as what we're seeing some of the other drivers fall off. Yoakum has lost almost a full tenth off of his fast time. Doug Sigmund last time by ran his quick time with 21.319. We go back here to Louis Robinette as he is doing battle with Shannon Wood, Austin Thiel, Robert Barber's there, Casey Clark is there as well. So a big gaggle, and Robinette up into the opening there on the back stretch. He's going to have some damage on that right front. So we're going to have to see how that's going to affect him. We go up here, Austin Thiel trying to make his way back through the field. He is caught up to the 0-2 of Shannon Wood, trying to get around Wood for that 6th spot. Doug Sigmund running right in front of him in the 5th position. We look back here. Barber got around Clark. To go to the 8th position. Jared Jackson trying to chase down Scott Formosa, and he's caught him. So Jared Jackson trying to take over the 2nd spot. Very early. I suspect we'll start seeing these guys, if there's a caution right around lap 50, whether it be anywhere between 40 to 60, lap 40 or lap 60. I suspect we'll see all of these guys come in and take their tires. Formosa is trying to do everything he can to hold Jackson back there in that 3rd position. Look a little bit further back. Robert Barber has caught up to the back of Austin Thiel. He's trying to take over the 7th spot. And it looks like Thiel got into the back of the 0-2. Can the 0-2 keep it going? Are we going to have a caution? No, it looks like Shannon Wood was able to keep it going there. He's right in front of Louis Robinette and the 27 of Brandon Watkins. Gerald Livingston back there as well in that 95 machine. Joe Williams back in that number 51, having some issues. Sliding through the exit of the corner. Jonathan Smith starting to open up a gap. He got it out to almost 3/4 of a second to the second place finish, and Robinette spun around backwards on the inside. Let's see if they call a caution for that, or are we going to stay green here? And we are going to stay green here. Lap traffic stays high to allow the leaders, and right there saw Jared Jackson get around Formosa. And again, you see Robinette spun around on the bottom of the track, tried to get it corrected without getting in the leader's way. And now Jackson going after the race lead. It looks like Robinette was able to get off the bottom of the track there. So it's going to be Smith, Jackson, Formosa, Yoakum in your top four, and they have broken away from 5th place. Austin Field, who got around Shannon Wood, never would, got loose there on the exit of the corner. Let's go back to Doug Sigmund trying to chase down Casey Clark in that 89 machine. Scott Formosa loses another spot to Randy Yoakum. Yoakum up into the 3rd position. Going to try to chase down the leaders as the top 2 have broken away. They've got a second gap back to 3rd place Randy Yoakum. And the top 2 are separated by under 0.2 of a second. Guys continue to drive through the field, continue to race through these laps. You got Smith and Jackson broken away from 3rd and 4th. Yoakum and Formosa. Then 5th place is going to be Phil. He's going to be about 2 seconds back, almost 3 seconds back of Formosa. And then you look back here, Casey Clark closing in on Robert Barber for that 6th position. Clark trying to take the over 6th spot. Then you got Jared Jackson up front. He is very close. He's got it down within got it down within right around 1/10 of a second. As you saw Jackson get loose there off of turn number 2 and lost a little bit of time. So you got Smith and Jackson breaking away from everybody as caution comes out. So we'll go and look and see what happened, what brought out this caution. And looking at it here, as we are working our second Plan B sales.com caution of the evening, Joe Williams just loses it off of 2 by himself, and there is no grass there that you can try to stay on to avoid bringing out a caution. So looking at it, it's going to be Jonathan Smith, Jared Jackson, Randy Yoakum, Austin Thiel, Rob Barber, Casey Clark, Shannon Wood, Gerald Livingston, our cars that are on track. Then you're going to have Formosa, Sigmund, Watkins, Williams, and Robinette. It looks like Williams is going to be on track, but the rest of them, and Robinette is back on track. So you're going to have Formosa, Sigmund, and Watkins all duck down pit road there. Everybody else staying out. Joe Williams comes down now to serve the penalty for bringing out the caution. Working the second Plan B sales caution of the evening on lap number 34 here. We should be getting ready to go back racing here momentarily, as the safety lights are going to stay on here. So next time by, we should get the 1 to go signal, and then we'll be ready to go racing and get this race going again. These guys have been kind of patient and calm with each other, not really getting too dicey with one another yet. Give them some time, as it's still early in this race, though. I think we'll see some very hard, very aggressive racing as this race continues. Going to be going back racing this time by space cars in, green flag back out in the air for Jonathan Smith. Up into the 4th spot. Now you got Casey Clark up into the 5th, getting around Robert Barber. Scott Formosa already back up into the 7th position and looking to take over 6th here. Couple cars go low there on the front stretch. that's going to allow Gerald Livingston to get back up into the 8th position here. Look back up front, Jonathan Smith pulling away. Austin Dill, he is right there on the back bumper of Casey Clark. Or no, Austin Dill on the back bumper of Randy Yoakum. Casey Clark back there in the 5th spot. These guys continue to do battle here for every track position that they can. Still trying to take over the 3rd spot here. Go back here. Let's go back up front to Jared Jackson, who's close back in on Jonathan Smith for the 1st spot. As we're closing in on halfway here, we're about 7 laps away from being halfway. Make it 6 this time by. The way these leaders are running, you have to suspect that their tires are going to run out here very, very quickly as they continue to push as hard as they can. Through this field. They are closing in on getting ready to lap another car. That'll leave us with just 10 cars on the lead lap. We currently have 11 cars left on this lead lap. Jackson's starting to fall off a little bit more. Go back here to Casey Clark closing in on Austin Thiel. Thiel fell away from Yoakum here, so he's not careful. He's going to have his hands full with Casey Clark coming up here very soon. Lap times here. Smith has yet to fall a full second off. He's been on his tires for, well, not really 50 laps. He's been on his tires for about 40. We had those 2 cautions. Casey Smith hasn't fallen off a full tenth either. He's running about 4/10 of a second slower. His quick time, Jonathan Smith continuing to put down some blistering laps here in race pace. lap car right in front of our race leader. That is the 51 of Joe Williams, who brought out that last caution. He stays high and allows the leaders to get around him here. Jonathan Smith continues to lead this race. He's led from the drop of the green flag. So Smith, Jackson, Thiel, Yoakum, Clark, your top 5, Barber 6th, Wood 7th, Formosa 8th, Watkins is 9th, and we're watching a battle for the race lead here as it continues to heat up through lap 57 here. These guys don't want to give up. Neither one of them. We will watch the gap here between the top two. It is currently at a 1.83 going into turn number 1. And we'll see what it is as they come off of 2 here. Off of 2, Smith gets a better exit. He bumps that gap back up to almost 0.3 of a second here. Go a little bit further back now to Shannon Wood, closing in on Robert Barber for the 6th spot. Wood has been very strong here today as he's been battling hard with Barber and Formosa and Clark all evening, and even the number 15 of Jared Jackson, as we have 41 laps remaining in this race. So we could start seeing some pit stops. But now back up front to this battle as it continues to wage on between 1st and 2nd. That is Jonathan Smith and Jared Jackson battling hard for the race lead here. Looking at it here. Here comes Austin Thiel. He's closed in. He's about a half-second back of Jared Jackson. So Thiel trying to make his case for the race win here. Guys continue to do a lot of battle in the top 2. That's going to allow Thiel to continue to close in as he has got the gap between 2nd and 3rd down below half a second. As we look back here, Gerald Livingston, I heard a car spin out, so we will have to see if the caution comes out. It looks like it's going to be Scott Formosa in the 80 machine trying to get it corrected right there, and there we go. That's going to bring out a caution. So we'll be working our 3rd Plan B sales caution of the evening, so we'll see exactly what happened here with Formosa. Watching Formosa. He gets loose off of 4, tries to save it. It kicks back out to the wall, slams the outside wall and spins it across the track. So that's going to bring out our 3rd Plan B sales caution of the evening. And we're going to have pit stops, so we'll be back after these pit stops here. Alright, so Watkins gonna wait to come down pit road, try to lead a lap here and try to get some bonus points for himself. So that's gonna give the lead over to Austin Thiel, who has been up and down all night. I started up front, involved in the early lap 1 caution, or the early lap 4 caution, and has battled its way back up here tonight to lead this race. Jonathan Smith having some issues. Well, no, it doesn't look like Smith had any issues. It just looks like he took all 4 tires versus 2 tires that Thiel took. And now you're going to see Gerald Livingston come back in. So that's going to delay our caution a couple more laps here as we wait for these guys to get done pitting. No, it ain't. We're going green next time by, so we're going to line up here. Jonathan Smith is going to be in 4th place with 4 fresh Hoosier tires. We're going to have Robert Barber, Casey Clark, and Austin Thiel to contend with this. Green flag back out in the air for Austin Thiel, and he gets a monster restart up front as we are going to have 30 laps to go in this race. 30 laps remaining here, and Thiel out in front. Jonathan Smith having some issues as he's falling back, and we're going to have a caution here. We go back to look and see what happened. Oh, okay, so let's bring this back and we'll show you guys exactly what happened here. Joe Williams gets loose off the corner, spins up across the track, and collects the number 95. That is Gerald Livingston. So not a good time for Williams or Livingston. As we're working what is our 4th Plan B Sales caution of the evening. Make sure you guys go over, check out planbsales.com, use promo code SIM500 to get free shipping on all your orders over $20. Make sure you utilize that promo code. Really save you some money here as shipping costs rise each day, and let me tell you, they are expensive. I think I bought a couple things this week on Amazon, and I think shipping was almost as much as what it cost me to buy those 2 items. So use the promo code SIM500. It'll save you. You ain't gonna have to pay any extra cost other than your taxes. as we get set. To go back racing. This time by, we are going to have just 24 laps left in this race. Green flag back in the air. Austin Deal with another good restart. Casey Clark with one as well. Doesn't allow Thiel to get too far out in front of him like the last time. And Barber up into the third spot. Trying to chase down Casey Clark in that number 89 machine. Try to take over that second position. Barber had a good starting spot here tonight. Got involved in that early lap 4 caution and been working his way up through the field methodically, picking them off one car at a time. And here we are, lap 78, coming to 79 now, and he's back up inside the top 3. And he sets quick time, and then it's immediately broken by Robert Yoakum. So Barber went 20.986, and then Yoakum went 20.948. So a couple of very quick lap times there last time by, and we'll see exactly what those guys can do with that quick time. As here comes Jared Jackson now, trying to make his way back up towards the front. He's underneath Barber, and he's going to take away the third spot, so that's going to push Barber back to the 4th position. Jackson wanting to get back up there. He got a taste of leading earlier, and he wants to do it again. As we have 20 laps to go, maybe 19 to go. A little bit further back, Randy Yoakum trying to find a way to get around Jonathan Smith. Smith holds that 5th position, and the 80 car, that is Scott Formosa, is going to be slow on the inside. We have a couple cars that are out of this race. It looks like Gerald Livingston out of this race. Louis Robinette still on pit road. Technically, they are going to classify him as out of this race. Joe Williams sitting on pit road getting some damage fixed. So Formosa can move up inside the top 2 in just a handful of laps. We're watching Randy Yoakum try to chase down that 5th spot. Top 4 still kind of close together. Austin Thiel, he is leading now. Jonathan Smith led a majority of this lap, or a majority of this race rather. And then caution came out, and they all went in to pit, and Thiel got it, the lead on the pit stops. And came back out as our race leader, and he's not looked back. He's got a little bit of front end damage from that lap 4 caution. As we look here, Yoakum, Robert Barber. That is 3rd, 4th, or that is 4th, 5th, and 6th place on track, rather. Those guys are continuing to do battle there. Gaps kind of staying the same in between 2 to 2.5 tenths a second, or 2.5 tenths, a second, the difference between 4th and 6th. Overall, 1/2 second rather. As Barber goes to the inside of Clark, he's going to have it. He's going to bring Jonathan Smith with him. Smith is going to be to the inside of Casey Clark for the 4th spot. And Jonathan Smith is going to have it going into turns number 1 and 2. And he's going to bring Randy Yoakum with him. And Yoakum's going to get it down the back stretch. So move Barber back up into the top 3. And Smith up to 4th. Yoakum up to 5th. Yoakum having a good run as we're going to have 10 laps to go. 10 laps remaining in this race. And Robert Barber getting on a tear here late. He's trying to make some big moves coming forward. So he's trying to close in the gap. He's cut it down to under 0.3 of a second there to the second place driver, Jared Jackson. Barber trying to take over the 2nd spot. 3rd is good, 2nd's better, and 1st is the best. He is trying to get both of those positions in front of him. He's running extremely hard here. Inside 10 to go at USA Speedway. For the Plan B Cell 100 here. And Field, you saw it there. That was a perfect shot. Field looked like he got a little bit loose on the exit of turn number 4 there. 2 looks a little bit better as Jackson was able to close in a little bit down front stretch through 1 and 2. Barber pulling away from Jonathan Smith now. He's still trying to close in on Jared Jackson. We look a little, let's look back here to Randy Yoakum. He closing in on Jonathan Smith for the 4th position. We're going to have 5 laps to go this time by, 5 to go this time by. And back up front, the battle is heating up between the top 3. I believe Jared Jackson may have burnt up that right rear as he's gotten loose off of turn 4 last time. Let's see what happens here. Barber putting a lot of pressure on him as the gap is within 0.2 of a second. And that time, nothing. Looking very strong coming off of 4. Barber looked just as strong though. And Barber backs off a little early and gets back on the throttle a little bit earlier as Barber inside 5 to go, trying to take over 2nd. Barber gets loose, and that could be the end of his podium run here. He gets up and is able to block Barber is able to block Smith for the 3rd spot there. Very good situational awareness there from Barber to maintain that 3rd running position. We're going to have 2 laps to go. Barber and Smith separated by just 0.2 of a second. Yoakum 0.2 back. Clark 0.2 back. So the top, 3rd through 6th, they are just right around 0.8 of a second. The difference between 3rd through 6th here. This final lap is in the white flag. Final lap. Austin Field, our race leader, he's going into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. And Austin Field going to come out for 4 and win tonight's race at USA Speedway. 2nd place is going to go to Jared Jackson. And 3rd is going to go to Robert Barber. We'll get your unofficial race results coming up next. So it's going to be Thiel, your race winner, Jared Jackson 2nd, Robert Barber 3rd, Jonathan Smith 4th, Randy Yoakum 5th, Casey Clark 6th, Shannon Wood will be 7th, Doug Sigmund 8th, Randall Watkins 9th, Scott Formosa battled back and got a top 10 here. 11th is going to go to Gerald Livingston 12th. Joe Williams in 13th will go to Louis Robinette, and we will be back in just a moment with the post-race interviews coming up next. All right, we got our third place finisher, Robert Barber. And Robert, a tough race, and I know you and we've talked about this in the past, is the schedule that you and your teams put together year after year. It's not an easy schedule, and we saw that here. Those last couple weeks, the cars just want to break loose off of the exit of the corners.
Yeah, they were super loose tonight. You just really had to hang on and play around with the throttle and try and get the control off the corner. They just wanted to snap loose if you tried to mat it, so just really had to take care of everything.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing that we see here, a little bit more of a racier package with this car this year. You know, you guys are able to get side by side a little bit more and really do a lot of battling, but the cars are still they're so aerodynamically better than the past versions that we've seen, that you guys are able to fly by each other pretty quickly if you get to run.
Yeah, and a lot of it is just, you know, really breaking loose off the corners and stuff like that. Just, you know, whoever gets a better handle over it really outshines everybody, and Austin did that tonight. But I think, you know, any of us in the top three was right there, and I actually kind of felt like I was a little bit faster, but I was pressing it too hard and just come off the corner just too loose. So I almost lost it there, and we was able to maintain third.
Yeah. All right. Well, Robert, we'll let you thank your sponsors, get out of here, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah, I got to thank All Out Towing. Also got to thank Plan B, planbsales.com and CircleBDiecast.com for being sponsors of the league. And thank you guys for what you guys do. Innovate Printed Products. Everybody that you know, helps me out with these leagues. And 7500 for putting on a great league every week, every night of the week. So it's really fun. And it's just got a good finish finally.
All right, we got our second place finisher, Jared Jackson. And Jared, you were up front all night long. You were battling hard there with Jonathan Smith through the first half of this race, and then you had the caution come out right around lap 60 to 65, somewhere in there, and you guys all pitted. And you guys got shuffled back a little bit, but you were able to make quick work of the guys in front of you and get around them and get back up there into second place.
Yeah, I was trying to be very patient at the beginning, try to save my tires. I had actually thought that I could go through the whole race without pitting at all, but I was just kind of following what the leader did, and so I came in and took 4 tires. I should have probably took 2 tires. I believe that's what Austin did, but I gave it all I had to try to get up to him. It just weren't quite enough.
Yeah, and you know, and that's something that, you know, I talked to Robert about, is the track car combo, and that's going to be a huge discussion throughout the year, especially when you guys take the cars that you're taking to the tracks that you're taking. You really don't see a whole lot of it. There are some tracks that we'll go to that you'll see a super late model race at, but the track car combo really makes you guys have to think outside the box to get these cars around these tracks.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out, when it comes to these longer races where you have to pit, we're still trying to figure out what the best course of action is. I know the last race in this league here, me and my teammate both ran out of gas at the end of the race and cost us about a first and a third place finish in that race. So I don't know, you live and learn. You got to go through the experience first to see, what you would do next time around.
All right, well, Jared, we'll let you thank your sponsors, get out of here, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
I'd like to thank Sim 500 for putting on this league, Plan B Sales. I'd like to thank all the boys back at On Edge Racing. I hate Justin couldn't make the race tonight, and just really like to thank those guys. They've helped me out a whole lot with my venture into iRacing.
Sorry, what's that?
All right, we got a race winner, Austin Thiel, and I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right.
Oh, yeah.
You started fifth. You had a great qualifying run, and I know during practice you were up there towards the front, and or no, you didn't practice. My bad. That was Jared Jackson that was up near the front. You qualified very well. You qualified top 5, and got caught up in the early caution and was just methodically working your way back through the field here this evening.
Yeah, even though it was a racing deal, these new cars are extremely sensitive to the gas pedal. If you get on them too hard, you'll just roast the rear tires off the thing like Mr. Barber did there. That was just racing. I mean, new car, a lot of people are inexperienced with this one.
Yeah, and it looks so. Looking at the time, so my programming gives me the amount of time that you guys are stuck. You guys are stopped in your pit stall, and according to the timing, I mean, you had the shorter pit stop, so you were able to get back out there earlier. Was it a strategy call, like a 2 versus 4, or were you just able to get into your box a little bit better than everybody else?
No, I wanted to take 2. The car was way too loose for my liking, so I decided to take right sides instead of left sides, so I have more control of the car going in and center off. In the longer run, I took a little bit of fuel too, just to make sure I didn't run out.
All right, well, there we have it. There's a little bit of a question on my end of whether you took 2 or 4, and so now we know you took 2. But we'll let you thank your sponsors, get out of here, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening.
I'd like to thank you for being here and streaming it. I would like to thank PlanBSales.com, and I would like to thank Mr. Robert Barber for letting me race in the league.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here. 100 laps, USA Speedway next week. And let me go. I know I told you guys this earlier, but I will let me get the information so that I can get it to you 100%, because I don't like to be wrong. Next week, April 13th, we will be at South Boston in the modified touring car for 75 laps around South Boston. So I know that's going to be a great race there at South Boston. So with that being said, 100 laps. We just had the 4 cautions here tonight. Make sure you guys are going and checking out planbcells.com and circlebdiecast.com, and use promo code SIM500 to save on to get free shipping on your orders over $20 until next week when we go to South Boston for 75 laps in the Touring Mod. Stay safe, be careful, take care of yourselves, do what you need to do to protect yourselves, and until then, be kind to one another. Have a great week, have a great weekend. We'll see you back here next Tuesday night, tomorrow night on Facebook here. Dante should have the Dirty Old Bastards Slow Car Night, Sprint Cars, and 358 Modified. And then on Sunday, we'll be over on twitch.tv/Premier Race Network for the Cup Series as they come back off of the Easter break. Monday night, we'll be back with the Fixed Setup Sim League and their return after the spring break or Easter break. So until then, have a great week, have a great weekend. We'll see you back here next week for some more racing action.